Hello everyone, I'm Lacey, this is Lieutenant Dan, and you are watching Reptiles. For a second here, I just gotta talk about how insane the weather is this week in the state of Missouri, because on Sunday, like 6 days ago, there was a thunderstorm and tornado warning, and then it snowed immediately after. It was like 19 degrees, and now 6 days later, it's in the 90s on this beautiful day, and I think that that's kind of crazy. And my cats and the snakes should enjoy this lovely time outside. Isn't that right, Daniel? But today, the subject is not the weather, it is rather the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake, the longest rattlesnake in North America. Now, the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake comes from the east. One can assume, because it's in the name, it does what it says on the tin. And they're typically found in like the southeastern parts of North America. So like the pine forests of Florida up to like North Carolina, through Missouri, through Mississippi and Louisiana, up here into Missouri a little bit. And they can be found in even more northern latitudes. So like a timber rattlesnake, I think, don't quote me, they are closely related to the Eastern Diamondback, or they're like a subset of the Eastern Diamondback, and they're technically like Massasaugas, I think. I need to look into the difference between like Massasaugas, timbers, and Easterns. I know they're related, I can't quite remember how. But back to the subject at hand. Eastern Diamondback rattlesnakes are found in the eastern section of North America, typically east of the Mississippi, and then, obviously a little bit to the west, but certainly east of the Rockies, certainly. And like I said, they're the longest rattlesnake in North America. And what does that mean? That they're the longest rattlesnake in North America? They can't get that big, can they? Well, they can get between, on average, 3 to 6 feet long. As a reference, Lieutenant Dan here, he is 4 feet long. He doesn't look like it, but he is. He is a 4-footer, little guy. And Sekhmet's 2 feet. So she's smaller than your average Diamondback. But John Cena, she is 6 feet long. So that gives you some sort of a frame of reference for how kind of big some of these snakes can get. The largest recorded Eastern Diamondbacks were 8 feet long, which is wild, right? Because, like, again, I look at John Cena, and homegirl is she's a little over 6 feet, and she's a big girl. And to think that there could potentially be a rattlesnake that is bigger than she is insane. It's crazy. They're huge. They can get huge. And of course, they're venomous, right? And so they have a huge venom load. They're not the most toxic snake on the planet, but they have a large venom load. Thankfully, if you get bitten by any rattlesnake really in North America, but if you get bitten by an Eastern, then your chances of survival are pretty good, because it is a native snake to North America, so we're gonna have that anti-venom on hand for you. So if you get bit, go to the hospital, you're good. Don't get Benadryl. Do not take Benadryl. We have a whole video about that. Don't do it. It won't save you. Just go to the emergency room and you'll be fine. Something that I think is kind of cool about the Easterns is they have a crazy strike range. I mean, any ambush predator like the Eastern Diamondback is typically going to have a larger strike range. But the Easterns, let's say you have a 6 foot long Eastern, a John Cena sized Eastern Diamondback, right? They can launch themselves 2/3 of their body length. So you've got a 6 foot long snake who has a 4 foot strike range. So if you're 4 feet away from this 6 foot long snake, you're getting hit. You can get hit pretty easy, which is insane, because that is an explosive strike. they are not missing out on their meals. So what do Easterns eat? They eat small rodents, as one would expect, like mice, rats, squirrels, and as they start getting bigger, you know, fatter squirrels, small rabbits, and birds. They'll eat birds. And that's kind of their staple diet. That's what they go for. They are typically in those eastern areas where they're found. They will their habitat is like flat woods, kind of maybe marshier areas, coastal forests, somewhere with some good humidity, but not like soaking wet. They are not aquatic snakes, but they'll swim if they have to. They'll do it if they have to. Next month, I'm going to the Snake Road with our friend Sam from Earthbound Misfits and Exotics, and we're gonna check out the Snake Road. And I think you can find Easterns there. It's so cool because they have there's a bluff and then a swamp, and they close down this road twice a year so that the animals can migrate from the bluffs down to the swamp. And we should be able to find some Eastern Diamondbacks in that area. It gonna be cool. But that's kind of the areas that you typically will find the Easterns. Places where they can burrow, places with some trees they can hide in. You know, forest. Flat area forests, wooded areas. The places where you find nature, which is sick. Something else that is very cool about rattlesnakes, Eastern rattlesnakes, and rattlesnakes in general, is they are vipers, and vipers give live birth. They do not lay eggs. So a python here, like Daniel, he's a boy, so he can't lay eggs. But a girl python would lay a clutch of eggs, keep them warm, and take care of them. Now in the fall, what rattlesnakes, Easterns, will do is they'll breed in the fall. They'll go into brumation in areas that are cold enough to brumate. And they'll grow and grow and grow, and then in the spring, they pop out their babies, 6 months later, something like that. They give birth to live young, which is really cool. Now, this is common in animals that live at a higher latitude. Well, not animals, but reptiles that live in a higher latitude. Or areas that can get cooler, is that they will give live birth. Boids also give live birth. Even though a lot of them are tropical, there are some areas that get colder where it's not great for eggs. They give live birth. Vipers give live birth. It's very cool. Now, North America has a lot of various species of rattlesnakes, and it'll probably take me a long time to go through all of them, but rattlesnakes are just cool, man. I grew up with Western Diamondbacks, mountain Diamondbacks. Minnesota, we had the timber rattlesnake. Most regions, I feel like a lot of regions of America, you can find a species of rattlesnake. But I figured let's just talk about the Eastern, since we very well might find one next month, and I can show you guys how cool they are. I'm not gonna get close enough for them to, strike me, because they have a crazy strike range. But they're pretty cool. Short video today. Well, actually, I feel like I always say it's a short video, but they all end up being about the same length. It feels short to me. Hi, handsome. But I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you learned something about the Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake. It's important to remember that if you leave them alone, they will leave you alone. You can't get bit if you're leaving them alone. So just leave them alone, and if you find them in their natural habitat. They are pest control. They are good for the environment. We like them. But I hope you took something away from that video today. If you learned something, really cool. If there's something I missed, put it in the comments below. Let me know what I missed. And keep me educated. I'll keep you educated. And we'll all learn together. Because remember to never stop learning. Because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. See ya. Hey, the cats are out, and Lieutenant Dan has decided he's going to spiral around the chair. And they're going to hang out and be besties.